And Tori, you actually transitioned to the next topic I wanted to discuss with you quite nicely there. You mentioned the unemployment insurance and how some aspect of that will at least be in this next piece of legislation. But it's also undergoing quite a debate right now in Congress. There seems to be a bit of an issue on what to do with that program, or at least the expanded benefit, whether it should stay at the same level, be decreased, or some other version of it. Why is it creating such a debate right now in Congress, and what are some of the paths moving forward?
Sure, great question. So the issue with the expanded unemployment insurance benefits that were passed as part of the CARES Act is that in certain circumstances, unemployment insurance actually pays more than what the beneficiary earned on the job prior to the pandemic in the United States. So it's creating, in some instances, this disincentive to return to work. I mean, if you know you're going to earn more by staying home and staying unemployed, there's no incentive for you when it's safe to go back to work. So there's this discussion right now in Congress, which basically boils down to, should they extend this benefit? Should they amend this benefit? Or should they end this benefit? And those are the conversations that are happening right now.
Do you have any sense on where Congress might end up right now? Or actually, better yet, I know you wrote about this topic. What is the Concord Coalition recommending that Congress do at this point?
Sure. So what Concord Coalition recommends is that we extend the supplementary benefit, but we phase it down over time, over several months, and we tie it to certain indicators. For example, we know that this recovery is going to be uneven. Certain areas are going to experience resurgence faster than others. So our recommendation is that we tie the extension of the supplementary benefit to regional indicators. For example, job gains in an area, or the status of public health emergencies in a particular area. So that's what we're recommending. What Congress is considering is, I think, with the unemployment, I mean, we know that the June unemployment report was a surprise to many. The unemployment rate actually dropped rather than increased, but it's still really, really high. 13.7% unemployment is still really, really high. So I think Congress, both sides, House Democrats, Senate Republicans, agree that the supplementary pandemic unemployment insurance benefit should be extended. The question is, how big should that benefit be? Whether it should be $600, $450, something less, or whether it should phase out in favor of a bonus for returning back to work. That all, those are discussions that are ongoing behind closed doors, and we're not really sure where they're headed yet.
And last question here as we wrap up, Tori. Unfortunately, we've got to run. Is that task, like, that sounds like a very, very difficult task for Congress right now, especially since at the outset, granted, they were rapidly responding to the outbreak of COVID-19, but at the outset, Congress just said, you know what, these state systems are too hard to manage relative to what we need to do right now. We're doing a flat fee. Are they going to be able to wade through that this time around, or are we going to end up sort of where we were before, saying it's too antiquated, we got to go flat fee again?
I think so. Not to get into too much nitty-gritty detail, but the basic problem is that a lot of state unemployment insurance benefit processing systems, they're computerized, they're automated, but they're programmed in COBOL. COBOL is like a 30-year-old programming language. Nobody programs in COBOL anymore. There are a few people that understand how to program in COBOL. So to be able to go in there now and retool again, I think the only thing that they're able to do is just change the $600 flat fee into something less if they wanted to. The ability to sort of change it into a program that looks at your prior earnings and says, hey, you only need $50 a month or $100 a month to top off your benefit to equate to what you were earning before. That's just not going to happen. So I would expect Congress to rely on, again, another sort of uniform federal standard, but perhaps reduced.